About to work out, bro. About to work out. First, I gotta drink this water first, though. I gotta let the water get into my system before I work out. But let me tell you something, man. In America, bro, it's all about looks. Cause I don't see no short guy that's over 40 with a woman that's a 7 or an 8 or some shit like that. I don't see no below average like dudes walking around with dime pieces. Hell, I never see any average guys walking around dime pieces. I mean, walking around with dime pieces. Just an average guy, a 5, 6, or a 7. Me myself, I ain't never had a dime piece, not even close. I know I will, you know, once I get the bag. You feel what I'm saying? Then it'll be more about my pockets. You feel what I'm saying? It'll be more about my pockets then. And nobody can tell me that it's not about looks, bro. Because if I became a millionaire in the future, all of a sudden I'll be attracting these dime pieces that wouldn't even give me the time of day. You know, if I didn't have the money. You see what I'm saying? I'll start to attract like young females that's out of my league and shit. You be like, what the fuck is going on here, man? How the fuck am I getting these type of women? You got a lot of money, man. So they gonna fool with you, bro. But when I'm past like 40, bro, I'm past. It don't matter, bro. You got a bag, man. You know. You know. But you wouldn't get these type of women if you didn't have money, bro. Think about it. You get a bag, all of a sudden you start attracting young, hot tenderonis that's around 6s and 7s and 8, 9s and 10s. I say 6s and 7s because even nowadays, those are hard to get nowadays. 6s and 7s, man, because of the internet, hard to get them. Feel what I'm saying? So yeah, it's all about looks. It's been like that since the beginning of time, bro. You know, if a female, if she don't look at you and be like, damn, you know, I want to screw him. I want to do something to him. Then it's not gonna be a go, man. It's not gonna be a green light. You see what I'm saying? It's not gonna be a green light. You know, you got so many dudes to compete with. You got taller, younger, good-looking dudes. You know, if you're a guy that's over 30, you feel what I'm saying? That's why resources is a must. Every man should be on the bag chase, man. After a certain age. What's up with it, Jamie? Because your looks fade, man. And then what you gonna have to attract young, hot females then with? You know, feel what I'm saying? As a man get older, he's supposed to be more valuable. Damn your looks. they're gonna leave anyway. That's why you focus on your bag when you're young. But like I said, man, I ain't never had a dime piece. I think I almost had an 8 one time, but almost ain't good enough. I told you about the female that was at the club. She was around an 8 and she was feeling me. And I was around 25 years old or some shit like that. And you know, I think I got her. I tried to get her number. I tried to get with her, but some dude was trying to fuck with her. See, the more desirable a woman is, but it's the harder it is to like get with her. The more curves, the more young. You feel what I'm saying? The taller she is, you feel what I'm saying? The long-legged she is, the more long-legged she is, the tougher it is to get her, man. Competition is fierce. It's fierce. Some men, they're lucky, man. They can get these type of women. They were born with good genetics. They hit the genetic lottery, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Some dudes they don't struggle getting women, bro. It just comes naturally. Like some men, like Chaz and Tyrone's, they get approached by women. Like women approach them, bro. Like they can just be walking and just be chilling, and they'll get approached by a female. They'll be so desirable that females will let it be known that they want them. I mean, it happened to me when I was in my 20s. Women used to like push up against me, grab on my private parts, wink their eyes at me. I could say I was a mini Tyrone, okay? I think I was a Tyrone Light, man. Around 22 years old, I think I was a Tyrone Light because I remember women making passes at me. When I used to work at this drug rehab program over there in West Oakland, where I used to live, and I was balling, by the way. That was back in the early 2000s. I was making like, what, 13, 14 bucks an hour. That was a lot of money back then to be making. You feel what I'm saying? But I was making some good bread, man. And I remember some of the women there made passes at me, bro. Oh my God, damn! I remember so hard. They liked the way I looked, bro. I was 22, I had smooth skin, baby smooth skin. You know what I'm saying? I had jawline. I didn't have no double chin. I was pretty, boy. Hairline was on point, boy. The waves was in. You know what I'm saying? I used to wear the do-rag and shit like that. And I ended up sleeping with a couple of women in that program, bro. They make it known that they like you, bro. They approach you. But then I noticed once I got over 30, I wasn't getting approached anymore, man. Right now, I only get approached by women that's way below my looks level. I don't get approached by women that I find desirable. I was a bad motherfucker in my 20s, bro. Bad. Them days are gone. Now I'm just getting old. Like I said, man, the moment I hit like, what, 30 years old, that's when the problems started. And then the problems kept getting worse. Every year past 30, especially when I got to like 35, then I really started to feel it. And I was like, the traffic, goddamn it, it just slowed down because, like I said, it goes back to what I'm saying. You know, it goes back to what I was saying. You know, looks throughout time, looks faded. I'm not that same Tyrone I was when I was 22, 23 years old, over 20 years ago. You see what I'm saying? You know, so when your looks start to fade, you get less traffic, and it sucks. I don't care if you take good care of yourself. You're not going to be able to attract young 22-year-olds. You could work out, you could be buff. You're just not going to be able to attract 22, 23-year-old women. You might be able to attract women in their 30s, late 30s, shit like that. See, that's why I say it's all about looks. Women always want they always want like men that are closer to their age. They don't want you too old. You know, like I would have to get a 20-year-old nowadays, bro. I would have to be around that age myself. You see what I'm saying? You know, I would have to be around her age. But I noticed the moment I got to like 30, I start feeling like a grandpa, bro. I start feeling old. Them days with partying and going to clubs, that shit it's over. Feel what I'm saying? Well, I still ain't bad looking as an older man, but the time is going by quick. It's going by like that. And I'm not getting as many women as I did before. Trust me, I'm not. I didn't have to do nothing when I was younger, and I would attract them. Those are the good days, man. See, then it becomes more about your finances. You feel what I'm saying? It becomes more about your finances after a while. If you are not on a woman's looks level, she's not going to deal with you unless you got some money. If a dude he older in his 40s, he better have money or some shit like that in order for like a 22-year-old woman to deal with him. I gotta drink some more water. No, it's about looks. It's not about like personality. That stuff comes last. It's all about, are you attracted to each other or not? Do you make each other feel, a certain type of way? That's the question, bro. And that's what it's all about. Do you make each other feel like you want to have sex with each other? Because a woman, if she like you, bro, she'll give you the digits, man, and you got a good chance of hitting it. But if she don't like you, it don't matter what you do, man. She ain't gonna like you. She ain't feeling you. Unless you pull out the fat, crispy wallet, then all of a sudden you become likable. All of a sudden she feeling you now. I'm not feeling you. I'm not feeling you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, motherfuckers know you trolls, you coming up in here. I got moderators on standby. You feel what I'm saying? I got my moderators watching. You know what I'm saying? So you get out of control, you get kicked out. But anyway, like I said, it's been about looks since the beginning of time, man. Don't believe what women say, man. Talking about, it's all about personality, character. It's just lying. They be lying, bro. They just don't want to make themselves seem shallow. They don't want to make themselves seem like they're a horrible person. You feel what I'm saying? And women are more shallow than men, like I said before. They're way more shallow than men, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And like in my experience, I never ever got a woman who was above me in looks. Like it was always a woman that was average looking, and she was attractive. Don't get me wrong. I dated some attractive women in my 20s. My girlfriends, they were attractive. I couldn't keep my girlfriends in my 20s for nothing in the world before I met my ex-girlfriend, the one I stayed with for 12 years. But before that, I couldn't keep the ones who were pretty. You feel what I'm saying? We would break up because I had a hot temper, man. When I was younger, I was so hot tempered. I would blow up just for just any little thing. I didn't know how to handle certain situations because I was so goddamn young and full of testosterone. You see what I'm saying? So, if you ever wondered whether or not it's about looks, think again, man. It's about looks. It's all about looks. Because I can tell women who are above my looks level, man, they ain't trying to give me no time of day. If a woman got curves in all the right spots, she ain't lacking in nothing, she got a pretty face, you know what I'm saying? She ain't trying to give me no play, man. I ain't talking about the women who are average. I could get average women, but above average women, no. Chad got them. Tyrone got them, bro. Feel what I'm saying? Chad and Tyrone got them. And I remember when I was younger, bro, women used to put me in my place. Don't come over here. You're not part of our looks club. You're not part of our looks club. And, you try to hit on a female that's out of your league, because when you're young, you feeling everything out. See what women can you attract and what you cannot attract. You bump your head when you're young. Like, God damn, I couldn't get with her. I guess she out of my league. You feel what I'm saying? So the looks thing, man, if you don't think that it's not about looks, think again, man. I look at, man, just look around you. You see, like, below average genetic people with below average genetic people. Like the other day by the taco stand, I saw two below average couples right over here. The dude was overweight, she was overweight. And usually you don't see two overweight people together, but they were together. She wasn't attractive and no homo. He wasn't attractive, no homo. But I studied looks. I could tell that he ain't getting a whole lot of play from the slim and attractive women. And the attractive women, they'll talk about what you're lacking in. They'll talk about your imperfections real bad. Or they'll talk about how fat you are. He fat. He got a gut. Ew. Because she's used to what? She's used to dating men that are fit, athletic, tall. You see what I'm saying? So she think, she knows she could do better. Like Lil 7, she probably used to top tier men hitting on her, man. So that's all she gonna want. Look, everybody's superficial out here, bro. That's all they're gonna want. If you used to getting like top tier stuff, you're gonna want that, all the time. If you can get top tier stuff, you'll get it. Think about it. When Diddy went to jail, he had to eat that stale ass food in that in that prison. He not used to all that. He used to wine. Was it fine dining? He used to eating what he want. But he probably on the first night scarfed at that food because that's not what he's used to. You see, if she's used to dating top tier dudes, she ain't gonna want nothing else until she gets older and her looks fade. And she can't get these dudes no more. You feel what I'm saying? Women with big behinds out here, bro, and for the most part, bro, they are not checking for me, bro. I see women with big asses all the time, and I don't get approached. They look the other way, bro. They don't pay no attention to me. But a female that's short and scrawny, like sub 5 stalker, and the chick over there at Starbucks that approaches me all the time, like small and scrawny, they'll approach you. But a woman with a nice badonkadonk, and she young, man, she gonna keep it moving. You ever notice that, right? You notice the women who are like around your looks level and women who are below your looks level they always make like either they smile at you or whatever. I mean, just check out like the women that say hello to you like on the way and get some more water. Like in the daytime. Like go to Starbucks, hang out, and check out the women that say hi to you. Check out the women that say hi to you, on a regular basis. If I see a woman that's way too pretty, she ain't gonna say hi. She's not gonna look at me and be like, "Hi, how you doing?" No, she keep it pushing, bro. She walks straight past you like you don't exist at all. Why? Because she's used to a certain type of looks. It's like me. Like when I was younger, I used to date fat women when I was younger. But after a while, I started getting girlfriends that was slimmer and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Slim thick, right? And I'm like, this is the better fit, man, for me, man. Slim thick is okay, man. You know what I'm saying? But then, after a while, after a while, you think I will be okay with going back to like messing with fat women after dealing with slim, thick females and women who are slim and stuff like that with nice bodies. I'm not gonna want to go back to like dating fat women, bro. It's what your body is used to. So your body get used to top tier, you're gonna want top tier. Look at what's his name? Tyrese. Okay, look at Tyrese. That guy, he was complaining about his girlfriend or his wife or whatever cheating on him or divorcing him. I don't think she cheated on him. Maybe she did, but I know that she divorced him for no fucking reason, right? She only divorced him because of his looks. She couldn't take the deal with him no more. She didn't love him. You feel what I'm saying? He was inferior to her looks. It didn't matter that he was a superstar in Hollywood. You feel what I'm saying? That he played in blockbuster movies like, Fast and the Furious and other like movies. What was it called? The Four Brothers and all that other stuff. It didn't matter, man. His looks was still inferior. It didn't matter if he had a private chef, that he's rich and successful. It didn't matter. She wanted to go back to Tyrone and the Chads and Tyrone. She wanted to go back to that. But then as she got older, she started realizing, like, goddamn, I fucked up. I let a guy go who was paying for everything. That had me, you know, at a lifestyle that I was, man, shit. I mean, he had her eating good. She was living comfortable in luxury too. You know what I'm saying? And now that she divorced him, she got less money on her plate, and she see that. And then now the Chaz and Tyrones are not taking her seriously because she has a kid by the man. You see how fucking sometimes how stupid women can be sometimes? She had a perfectly good man like Tyrese. She had a perfectly good man that was paying for everything, buying her gifts, getting her hair and nails done at you know, all these salons and stuff. She was getting taken care of, but she was living a life of luxury. She was eating lobster, steak, and shrimp, traveling, and all the other stuff. She was living a good life. And she gave it up because of his looks. Because the man wasn't as good looking as she was. Women are like that, bruh. My mom made some of the same mistakes. Got with a dude that was below her looks level, you know, and then ended up breaking up with him. And when she broke up with him, there was no more food in the refrigerator, bruh. No more cereal in the pantry. We was starving, bruh. Because my mom didn't like the way he looked. But the dude was paying the bills and everything. Having her eating lobster, steak, and shrimp. Well, we wasn't eating lobster, but we was eating crab every Friday. My mom used to have me in there fixing her a crab Louis every Friday. Okay? Every Friday. With the onions and mayo. You know what I'm saying? But then she was so goddamn stupid that she basically just jumped. You know, she just jumped without a fucking parachute. You know, nobody to replace him with. She didn't think like, let me find somebody that can, you know, pay the bills like he can before I leave him. Nah, she left and we starved, bro. We didn't have no food in the refrigerator. I was around like, what, 10, 11 years old? 12? You know what I'm saying? We starved. We didn't have no food. And I'm like, God damn. I'm like, Mom. I was mad at that time, man. I was like, God damn, we ain't eating no food, Mom. Man, I was like, man, you should have never had left John. She was so goddamn stupid, bro. Women are like, they don't think like, let me replace this dude before I get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? They just like thinking that they could go find something better. They in their mind they think they like, you can't find nothing better than that man. You see what I'm saying? And now she said she regretted. And we can see that she regretted it because look at her life now. She's not making the money that Tyrese is making. Right now, what, she getting like $5,000 a month? Before she was getting $10,000 a month. And Tyrese was like, that's not cool. That's not fair for her to get $10,000 a month for one child. What's she doing with $10,000 a month? You know what I'm saying? I think he's paying less now, but that goes to show that it's all about looks. You know, that's why I stay working out, man. You know, I'm getting older, but I gotta at least have some type of looks, right? I gotta like work out, or if I put on weight, I won't get any play from females. If I gain like 30 pounds right now, bro, I'll be getting the side eye, the looks of disgust. That's what happens when I was fat, man. Women I wouldn't even, I don't even know where to begin. I couldn't even get a date when I was fat. When I was fat and out of shape, bro, I couldn't even get a date. That's how it was. I couldn't even get fat women, bro. And I was fat. I was big. You guys remember, I was a big dude, man. I can't believe how fat I was. and I couldn't get a date. I couldn't get a woman at all. I was basically an incel, man. You know what I'm saying? I was basically an incel, but I couldn't get it until I dropped the weight, and then all of a sudden I'm getting dates. All of a sudden I'm going out with females. They feeling me now, bruh. I told you, man, for real, it was like a magical pill. I went from like not getting dates to getting dates when I dropped the weight. It took me about like what? About 6 weeks to drop the weight. When I started using enhancements and stuff, it took me 6 weeks to drop the weight. I dropped like 30 pounds in 6 weeks. Was it? Yeah, 30 pounds. How much pounds did I lose? No, I said about 20 pounds. I dropped about 20 pounds in like 6 weeks. In 8 weeks, I dropped another 10 pounds. So I dropped like 30 pounds when I was on the juice, right? The moment, and this proves it's all about looks. The moment I dropped the weight, I started getting phone numbers, dates, you know? And I remember there was a female in the sauna that I was trying to hit on while I was fat, right? When I dropped the weight, I don't think she recognized who I was. When I dropped the weight, the same female that turned her nose up at me, bro, while we was in the sauna, because she rejected me, didn't want to talk to me or nothing like that, you know, didn't want to talk to me. All of a sudden, she's giving me conversation now. Now she's laughing and smiling when I talk to her, right? But when I was overweight, obese, she wouldn't give me the time of day. That's why I say it's all about looks. And I know this because I experienced this, man. You know, I experienced it for myself. Feel what I'm saying? I experienced this shit for myself. That it was all about looks. You know, sometimes women, they'll play dumb and be like, no, it's not about looks. I just want a man that can make me laugh. Or I just want a man with some personality or character. You know what I'm saying? That's a bunch of bullshit, boy. Because when I was fat, I had all the character in the world. You know what I'm saying? When I dropped the weight, for some reason, I started getting dates and I was getting sex. You know what I'm saying? I'm busting nuts inside of coochie and stuff. I couldn't do that when I was fat. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. It's all about looks. You know? Because I noticed how women treated me when I was fat. I couldn't even get a date. I couldn't even get a woman to like carry a conversation with me. 1 or 2 words and that was it. That's as much as I got from her, man. 1 or 2 words and then keeping it pushing, bro. Keeping it moving. You see what I'm saying? And then like for real, it was like magic, bro. All of a sudden I'm getting full-blown conversations. You know, I'm getting we're talking for like minutes at a time. We're talking about 35, 45-minute conversation, bro. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I get the number. And I start approaching women when I had dropped the weight. All of a sudden, I'm like a different person, bro. You feel what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you know, women are more talkative with me. They opening it up and they talking to me and everything. And I'm like, fuck. That's just the way it is, guys. And me, I don't want to never get that big ever again, bro. You know, I don't want to gain no more than like 5 pounds more than my weight. I don't want to gain. If I start gaining more than 5 pounds, I just stop eating carbs so much. Anyway, man, I'm gonna end this live because I gotta work out. You guys have a good day. I'll be back on later. Peace. I'm out.